Welcome back. Will Worsham joins us now for this week's Speaking Legal discussion, and thanks for coming in. Always good to see you.
I'm always happy to be here.
Now, are you ready for this? Because we came up with these questions.
Yeah, you did.
And yeah, all right. Here's the first one. You know, those commercials that always air on TV that say, if you've been affected by, fill in the blank there, you may be entitled to compensation. Please call this 1-800 number or whatever it is. Okay, what are the realities of this? I mean, should you call something like this?
Well, you know, I think that could depend. So what you're looking at when you see one of those commercials is some lawyer somewhere has identified potentially a class action lawsuit, or maybe not a class action lawsuit, but the idea that there's going to be a large number of plaintiffs who are going to be able to have a claim against some company that they believe has a lot of money. And so what they're doing is they're running attorney advertising, and of course every state has different laws about that, rules about that. That's why you see sometimes a lot of disclaimer information on those. But what's going to happen is, so you have one kind of overarching attorney or attorney group that's going to be intaking all of these cases, and then probably either representing all of those people as a class in a class action lawsuit, or more likely they're going to be then farming those cases out to local attorneys that they have recruited for this network. Should you call the number? You know, it's okay. I would say consult with a local attorney first. Somebody that you know, because if you enter into one of those type of arrangements, not that there's anything wrong with that, but you really don't know what you're getting. You're probably not going to get a personal service. You are going to get basically the same result as everybody else does. And your case is going to have, particularly if there's significant injuries, and many of them are going to need a little bit of more special attention because your case is special, your damages are special. And
once you enter a class action suit like that, many times you can't go by yourself later if you don't think you were treated fairly. Yeah,
class actions are kind of separate deals. You have the option to either opt into the class or opt out of the class. When you opt out, and so you've gotten those notices, everybody's gotten those notices at this point, is that, hey, you've been determined to be a part of this class. Do you want to opt in and get your free cheeseburger, or do you want to opt out and bring your own lawsuit, which that is your option. If you don't accept the class settlement, whatever that settlement is, you then opt out. You have to bring your own lawsuit. You have every right to do that. The recent Equifax one was actually one of the better ones. You could actually get $125 out of that, which is a lot of money
for just signing your name and go have at it.
That's a lot of money for a class action lawsuit recovery for the clients. So I just say, you know, take those ads for what they're worth. They're probably an indicator that you might have a claim, but I'd talk to a local attorney first.
Well, and I have a feeling, and nothing against lawyers, but the lawyers will make millions, and you'll get $5. So.
Well, that's the way, certainly the way the class action lawsuits work. These, you know, some of these are asbestos. You know, you see the medical ones. There's probably a significant amount of money that's going to come to the claimant there as well. But that's probably not going to be brought as a class action. That's probably going to be brought as an individual lawsuit over and over and over again.
Okay. Here's one for you. Okay. My daughter's going away to college. What are the things I need to do to make sure she's protected both property and health-wise? Any ideas there?
Yeah, let's enroll her in Taekwondo classes.
Okay,
so let's start right there.
Right off the bat. Not a bad idea.
That's not a bad idea. You know, there's all kinds of things that happen on campuses, good, bad, and indifferent, and everybody needs to know how to take care of themselves. And no amount of ability to call security, call police, or that is going to keep you safe in the instant that somebody's trying to harm you. So personal protection, the ability to protect yourself is first and foremost. So we actually do a lot of self-defense classes for college students, young women entering college all the time. So that's not a legal answer, but that's my first practical answer to that.
No, that's a good answer. And you think about things like renter's insurance.
I was going to ask, renter's insurance, do you need to let your auto insurance know that your daughter is in a different place than your home? All of that kind of stuff.
Depending on how you handle the residence, when college students go to college, typically their legal residence remains at home unless they take action to change that legal residence. So as far as those type of issues, they don't really matter. You could, I suppose, get renter's insurance for a dorm room. You could do that. We never did. We never saw that as really necessary for the kids. Certainly if they're renting an apartment, you'd want to do that. There are some issues that are going to come up if they do decide to rent an apartment. Many landlords are going to want you, parents, to co-sign on all that. Just remember, like any co-sign, you're not signing to say, oh yeah, they're good for it. You're signing to say, I'm good for it. Yeah, I'm good for it. Yeah. So you want to do that. The interesting thing I think that kind of shocks some parents when the kids go off to college is they're 18, if they are 18. Yeah. They are an adult. You do not have any rights as a parent to go to the college and ask for transcripts. You can't check on their grades for them. You can't do any of that. They're on their own.
Yeah, they can let you into the portal or not.
They can give you permission, but they don't have to.
They don't have to. All right, Will, good
we'll have
stuff.
more of these.
Okay.
Yeah, if you have a legal question for Will, email him at wworsham@color10.com and he will answer your question on the show. Good stuff. Thanks very much. All right, up next, we get to sit down with the lovely Barb Snell from Advanced Tour and Travel. She's going to give us all the details on the trips that you don't want to miss out on.
Don't go anywhere.